Hello. Good evening. Good evening. It's me, Dr. Catherine Toomer, and you are welcome to the Dr. Toomer Talks Show. Again, I'm Dr. Catherine Toomer. I'm a family medicine and community health physician and the founder of Total Weight Care Institute, and also the founder of Your Light Wellness and Weight Care Centers. And I will tell you more about that later, but right now I'm going to talk about the 5 M's of weight health. Um, and the reason I kind of break things down one, I like alliteration, so give me all letters. But the other is that it makes helps people remember things. And the reason this is so important is because it's very easy to get overwhelmed in a process. It's very easy to feel like you're doing something wrong or you're not doing the right thing. And there really is no right or wrong. It's just progress. As long as you're progressing, you're doing a little bit more of something every day or every week or every month than you did before, then you're fine. Because there is no perfect way. There's no such thing as perfection when it comes to your health. The only thing that matters is that you just inch along. The journey is the destination, as they say. And so I'm just going to talk about some things that will make it a little easier to maintain your weight health. Hello, Marcia. Thank you for coming. It's good to see you here. And so let me know where you're listening from. And if you're watch later, put hashtag replay and let me know where you're listening from there as well, and then as well. I'll get it together a little in right now. But so the easiest way to determine how, like just to keep track of the things that you can do to help with your health. Now, health in and of itself is simply a state where you're able to do the things that you need to do and you're able to cope with the activities that you need to do both physically, psychologically, and socially. If there's any impairment that gets in the way of you being able to do those things, then that is away from health. And we're trying to move towards or move the needle towards the point where you can do all your activities of daily living. You can move in the way that you need to when you need to, that you have the energy to take care of the activities that you feel you need to, that you are psychologically able to cope with what comes at you each day, and that you have the social support and because loneliness in and of itself is not a state of health. And so just having friends and family and coworkers and even just acquaintances, but just something, or even hobbies that you enjoy, education, things that you're learning, all those things are a sign of health. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, there's no measure other than how you feel in your life, moving through your life, either physically, psychologically, or socially. Good evening, Chris. Nice to see you from Virginia. And Marsha from the beautiful island of Barbados. Oh, that must be so nice right now. So the 5 M's. I'm going to read through them and then I'm going to discuss each one and then I'll summarize in the end. So the 5 M's are muscle, movement, mindfulness/mood, meals, and medication. So number one, muscle. The reason muscle is so important for our health and for particularly for our weight health is because it is the powerhouse of our metabolism. Now, our thyroid does contribute to our metabolism as well, but we can't really control what our thyroid does. We can control how our muscles develop. And so it's important to always try and build muscle to the best of your abilities. And it's really important that you do it at your level of ability, because if you go too far too fast, all it does is set you up for injury, and that defeats the whole purpose. But when doing muscle, you don't have to, it's not like every single muscle group has to be, perfectly done. There are certain muscle groups that are just so much more important for helping you in your health. One of them is your core muscles. Those are internal muscles that usually deal with the lower part of your abdomen, your lower back, your internal muscles. Um, those muscles help with your balance. And balance is extremely important as you get older. And because balance stops you from falling. And falling is one of the biggest risks as we get older, because if you fall and you break a hip, the mortality rate for that is very high. And so, because it affects your mobility, affects your ability to get around. So you break a hip and suddenly you're immobile, and that puts you at risk for health deterioration. So core muscles are very important for balance. Extremity muscles are very important because if your arms are strong, you're able to do activities of daily living. You're able to wash yourself, brush your teeth. It's amazing what happens when you get weaker and you're not able to do those things. Then you have to rely on other people to help you with them. So the stronger your arm muscles are, the better you're able to do the things that are necessary, like comb your hair, put your clothes on. If and then your leg muscles help you your mobility. You're stronger your legs, then you the stronger your legs, the better able you are to move around, and that affects your independence. If you're able to move on your own, then you're more independent than if you're not. So whatever muscle you build now will determine your independence later. Um, and Marsha, I see your question. So you're asking, can lifting weights build core muscle? It depends on the exercise. Usually not. There's certain ways that you can. Hold on just a minute. I've got somebody who is. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Delete user. Okay, sorry. Every once in a while, I get a troll or somebody trying to spam my my lives, and somebody just did that, so I had to take care of that. So when it comes to building core muscles, there are certain exercises that um, that work better than others, and they usually do not require lifting weights. Usually, they're called what's called calisthenics, meaning that it's your body weight that actually is used to build those muscles. And many times, it's not lifting. There are things like crunches, for example, for getting like your abdominal muscles stronger, um, for doing things that require balance or muscles to balance. So there's like those balance balls that you can stand on, or platforms that you stand on, and they help you keep your balance. And then use in engaging those core muscles to keep your balance, they actually strengthen. Planks, yes, Renee said planks, and that's definitely one. Side planks and uh, forward planks. And then there's certain back exercises as well, because really it's like a band around your hips. So like your lower abdomen, upper hips, and upper thigh. There's like if you just kind of imaginary band around there, that's the area that's most important in getting your core strength. But yeah, planks are really good ones. That's really, I blanked on that. So again, muscles number one, dead bugs. What are dead bugs? I'm not really sure what dead bugs are, but I know like burpees are. I don't know if that's the same thing. But I personally I don't like burpees. But anyway, let's get back. So number one is muscle, core, and extremities. Core for balance, and extremities for activities of daily living. So you have your independence. Number two is movement. The reason movement is so important is because it helps with your circulation, it helps with your digestion, it helps with centering your mind and centering yourself. Now, it doesn't have to be extreme movement. It can just be low impact movement. In fact, low impact movement is better because one, low impact movement rarely raises cortisol levels. Low impact improves your mood. Low impact allows you to let your mind work while you're doing something. And it's that mind work that actually helps with the overall sense of well-being. And so movement's very important. Number three is mindfulness/mood, as I like to say. Mindfulness and mood, and the reason that's so important is because it does keep your cortisol levels down. Now, I talk about cortisol a lot because cortisol in and of it is a hormone that is produced during stress. And when it's produced, it just wreaks havoc on the body, all over the body. And if you want, you can go to my YouTube channel and look for the video I did on cortisol in and of itself. It's a huge topic in and of itself and on its own. So I won't go into all of the details right now. But what mindfulness does, it helps one with cortisol, which changes what our body does with food when we eat it. It also changes our relationship to food and how we behave around food. It affects our sleep. It affects our time management. And it's really important that we do something every single day. We get into a routine of doing something every day that helps that helps center us to a place of calm and a place of peace as best we can. That is probably one of the most overlooked areas of we just rush and rush and rush and rush. We just get things done. We're always busy. And it's really it's that behavior that is actually causing health problems just as much as all the others. But we tend to focus a lot on food. We focus a lot on exercise, but we don't focus a lot on the actual mindfulness and mood part of our health. Number 4 is meals. And I don't mean calories. What I mean is the content of your meals. So lower carb, higher protein, higher fiber, water. Try to get as much of your nutrients as you can from food that you eat. And if you can't get it from food you eat, then you supplement it in any way that you can with a multivitamin or with a protein shake with vitamins or but the more colorful your food, the more plant-based your food, the more protein laden your food, the better. So again, it's lower carbs, higher protein, higher fiber, and water. And that all your meals should be centered around that concept. And then number 5 is the M is medication. I am a firm believer in using all the tools at your disposal. And that includes trying to fix things as best you can, as quickly as you can, while you're working on the other things to maintain it. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So, like I say, if instead of pushing a boulder up a hill, use whatever tools you can to pull that boulder up the hill. Once it's there, you can work on other things to keep it there and not be dependent on how you got it there. But it's really important that you try not to make things harder for yourself than necessary. You're more likely to be successful. You're more likely to be able to maintain your success. And, and you're more likely to not do any more damage while you're trying to get to the point of a healthier state. And so the many medications that I talk a lot about GLP-1s. They're wonderful medications that help with metabolic issues. But not only that, we're finding that they drop inflammatory markers, they improve cardiac output, they drop blood pressure, they help with kidney function, with fat metabolism. So if you're someone with high cholesterol or familial high cholesterol or from diet, it helps with that. So fatty liver, there's lots of different benefits. And many of the complications that we see with GLP-1s usually is around misuse or mismonitoring. When someone uses a medication properly and they're monitored by someone who's knowledgeable, they're rarely side effects. And even if the side effects, they're mild, but they're rarely complications. In the 15 years that I've been prescribing them, I've not had any complications except for once or twice, but that was from patient error. It wasn't because of the medication themselves, or it was related to diabetes, which does cause a lot of complications if not controlled. Other medications that help in many of the things that I mentioned before is hormone replacement. Now, that could be either because you're in menopause or what I call menopause, and you need hormone replacement like estrogen, progesterone, or testosterone, but also thyroid hormone. If your thyroid isn't functioning properly, it's very, very difficult to get it to function properly without um, medication. The other is if you require a mood stabilizer some way. So, like I said, mood affects how your body reacts to food. Moods affect how you respond to food and how you behave around food. So, if there's an issue with moods that you're unable to control on your own through exercise, through therapy, through other means, then by treating is not anything to be ashamed of. Antidepressant, anti-anxiety medications. And so again, muscle, movement, mindfulness or moods, which, and you can throw in meditation in there if you'd like, meals, and then medication. And those are the 5 M's. See, it's not complicated and it's really quite easy to maintain. Now, and then you don't have to do everything all at once. You just do a little bit at a time. You just kind of inch things forward a little bit at a time. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking in the background. For some reason, he just decided to start barking when I'm talking now live. But anyway, we'll ignore him. If you have any questions about anything, now's the time to ask. That was rather quick. And Also, I would like to make an announcement. The last 2 weeks of December, I will not be, the last 2 weeks of December, and because if I recall, Tuesday is New Year's Eve, and then the week before is Christmas Eve. So those 2 days, I will not be doing a live. My Dr. Toomer talks on those days, but I may do some lives, interspersed around at other times, but it won't be on those days. Enjoy your family, enjoy your holidays, because I plan on doing that myself. So if you have any questions about anything health, wellness, or weight care related, you can ask them now, or you can send me a message to my email at my lip gloss is all over the place. My email at courage@drtoomer.com or help@drtoomer.com. Marcia says, you're so detailed. Thanks, doctor. It is said that normal blood pressure is 120/80. How true is that? That is true. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly 120/80, but we want to see your blood pressure less than 135/80/85. So if it's under 135/85, you're pretty good, as long as it doesn't go too low. And really, even when it's low, it really just depends on whether you're symptomatic or not. If you're feeling dizzy, feeling tired, feeling weak, then it's too low. And then sometimes when it goes too high, I know that a lot of people believe that they can feel when their blood pressure is high, but hypertension is called the silent killer. It really does not cause symptoms. Usually it's the symptoms that are causing the blood pressure to go up. So if you're having pain will definitely make blood pressure go up. So any other questions? Good evening from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Thank you for coming, Patsy. It was really nice seeing you. And Ursuline, thank you for being here. Renee, always. Dr. Matthews, thank you for coming. Man, you make my ego. Oh, I'm blushing. Anyway, so any other questions or anything or any topics? Again, so if there's topics you want me to talk about, you can send me messages. If there's other questions that you have, you can write to me, or you can join my Facebook group, which is let me see if I can put it on there. So it's actually facebook.com/groups/total weight loss. If you don't put the groups in there, then what happens is you'll end up at a different place. You'll end up on a page, not my group. So make sure you put groups before you put total weight loss. Okay. Betsy says, I'm having a hard time getting rid of sniffles. Oh, well, usually this time of year, it's either a virus, it's the cold, because, cold can make you sniff, and then, or allergies. But if it persists, of course, always see your doctor. Um, well, thank you, Marsha. You're kind of making me blush. Okay. Thank you for, I'm pretty and pleasant. I appreciate that. If there are no other questions, I know this was rather quick, but this is a busy time of year for everybody, so I don't want to keep anyone too long. And I will see you next week. And again, reminder, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, I will not be here. Enjoy your family, enjoy your time, relaxing and enjoying the holidays, as I will be with my family as well. So if there's no more questions, I'm just going to say good night. And oh, you do have a question. Okay, Chrissy says she has a question. I'll wait for that question. Oh, thanks, Raj. I'll see you next week. I'm just waiting on Chrissy says she has a question, so I'm just gonna wait and see what it is. And just so everyone knows, if you aren't already following either blackdoctor.org or me on YouTube or on Facebook, you can do that. That's where all of my lives are. Blackdoctor.org has a lot of good information also that they post, apart from, and there are other people who have shows just like mine on various topics. So if you want to go and take a look at that, and you on Facebook or on YouTube, they're actually on LinkedIn as well. And all right. So I'm just waiting on Chrissy to finish her question. I'm assuming you're typing it. So, any other questions? Okay. The other is one of the things also I see a lot, people get a little frantic this time of year worrying about their weight health process. And what I always say is this is a time of year where you should be enjoying yourself and celebrating. Yes, you should be paying attention. I did do a video on how to eat through the holidays without gaining, without guilt, and you can look on my YouTube channel for that. But one of the things that I often say is that this time of year, I honestly, if you're on a weight loss journey, I pretty much consider no weight gain during this time of year the equivalent of uh, weight loss at other times of the year. And mainly because our time changes, our stress levels change, our behaviors change a little bit, and it's just a normal process. Not all weight loss is linear. It kind of goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And then sometimes it just plateaus for a little while, and then it goes down, and then it comes up, and then it goes down. So, it's don't let any weight gain or any plateaus or stalls concern you. Wait till you're back in your normal routine, and then let your body just go back to where it was and what it was doing. All right. Well, Chrissy seems to be taking a little while to ask their question. So Chrissy, what I'm going to suggest, if you're not already in my Facebook group, you can go there and ask the question there, or you can leave me a message on this video in YouTube, and so I will answer the question there. So if anyone's curious as to what the question is, Chrissy, I'm just going to ask you to kind of ask me the question under the video, and then I'll answer it. Oh, I guess great advice, bro. Okay. I'm not sure what that's for, but all right. Well, thank you all for coming, and I will see you next Tuesday. And thank you for always coming and asking questions and engaging, and for all the compliments as well. All right. You all have a good evening. Good night.